discussion, main goals, and writing approaches. Dear students, when you are done with your presentation of results and you are done with the analysis and the procedures which are the part of your analysis in your study, then the next step is discussion. It's also with the case when you are doing a research thesis, as well as if you are doing your research paper. Then after the presentation of your results, you are required to discuss those results. Okay. In a research paper, the possibility is that you can put your discussion and conclusion together. If it's, there is a margin and you want to put them together. But if your discussion is exceptionally long and you want to keep it separate from conclusion, that's another possibility. And there are two approaches. You can keep it separate as well as you can make it as the part of conclusion. Okay. So in this session, we are going to talk about the possibility when the discussion as well as the conclusion, when they are put together in a research paper. But remember that in the case of a research thesis, you can have a separate chapter on discussion and the conclusion might be a separate chapter. Okay. So it's totally up to the selection of the researcher that how the point is taken. Okay. There is a possibility that the format varies and you can select your own format. You can go for your as per the the nature of your study. You can go for any possibility. You can put it together or alone. Remember that discussion and conclusion, that's the mostly read part of any research paper after abstract. Of course, after title, people go for the reading of abstract. And after abstract, the part of a research paper which is mostly read is the discussion and conclusion, right? So the conclusion is really important and it should be very carefully written. Discussion and conclusion, when they are in one section of a research paper, they interpret the findings, right? The findings which are on the basis of the last section, which was result, which is result basically. So the result is then interpreted in the form of findings, right? So that's the findings which are given, and it also maintain the practical application of the research study, right? The discussion and conclusion, right? So that's the practical aspect, which is the practical application of the study, which is mentioned in the discussion and conclusion section of the research paper. Remember that before finalizing your discussion and conclusion section, you must be making sure that whatever you are putting is a very valid interpretation of the results and findings. Okay, so you are actually checking for something which is based on valid interpretation. That's really important. And then your discussion and conclusion section actually provides an overview of the study, that what was there in the study, what was the basic focus of the study, right? The basic objective of the study. So that's given in the discussion and conclusion section. And then it's also based on the overview of the findings, right? So the hypothesis, the focus of the study is then given in the light of findings, right? So what was found about those objectives of the study and focus and hypothesis, right? So it's not only the overview of the study, but it's also the overview of the the findings. And then discussion and conclusion give us the connection, the relationship between the findings of your study and the previous studies, right? So that's basically the link which is given then in the discussion and conclusion section of the study, that whether your findings were in line with those previously studied works, those previously carried out researches, or is it something which is totally different? Okay, so that link is also provided by discussion and conclusion. We'll keep discussing this in next few sessions.